All right, we are pushing forward with some more Remnant from the Ashes. I don't believe we have any deaths yet. 2 hours, 50 minutes of playtime. We're on normal. We're just going to town, taking our time, exploring. Just kind of bored. Yeah, I feel that. Kind of limited on anything and everything that you can do, right? So you're just like, well, I mean, I guess we're just chilling. What am I back here for? Or is it just because we left? Did I come back here for anything? We just made it to like a new dungeon of sorts. I think actually before we go, I want to lower this some more. Anybody picked up Cyberpunk yet? See, that's still a lot. Steeping garlic cloves in oil never smells heavenly. Yeah, I bet that's pretty nice. Good lord. I don't know how much the scope needs to be turned down. Waiting for your copy to be delivered? Ooh, I bet that's exciting. Okay, that's a little bit better. Oh man, it doesn't, you just play an FPS for a little while and you get into the whole arm movement for aiming thing as opposed to wrist movement. And and it really throws off all of your other shooters.
Oh, traveler.
Oh, traveler.
Certainly.
All right. Did I want to buy a shotgun and upgrade it a couple times maybe? Magazine 10. Magazine 7's not bad. I'm very tempted on the shotgun for our long gun. For now. I feel like we should wait. Let's just go to town. Just kind of thinking that maybe having a weapon that has a few more bullets might be beneficial. Actually, no, wait, I'm gonna get it. I feel like it would just be really good on the big guys, I'm gonna get it.
Anything you need? Let's see what.
We'll probably like get it at some point, but whatever. Cool. Yeah, that'll work.
So long.
Let's see. Hot shot, hunter's mark, rattleweed. Shoots a projectile that summons a rattleweed. On impact at 260 health, draws aggro on enemies. Does not affect powerful enemies. Go for there. Yeah. Alright, sounds good. Alright, we're poor again, but let's go. I don't remember if I purposefully came back here, or I wonder if every time you like reload, things change. Story of your life. Yeah, I don't remember why I'm here. Oh, we're poor again, but let's go. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right, so we were in the subway station. We just kind of walked on over into here. After exploring the city a bit. So we're just kind of pushing forward. Poor again, but let's go. Motto for the life, huh? Chapel Station. There we go. That's what it's called. Whoop. All right, a few too many bullets on that first one. I was not expecting them to drop from the ceiling. So that's an added stressor that I wasn't really ready for. They did a good job with the sound effects in this. Nice and creepy. Yeah, so the biggest thing that I'm enjoying with Cyberpunk right now, because I'm not playing it actively, but I am certainly enjoying all of the memes. Oh, neat. Silly, iron doesn't belong in the fridge. Yeah, I'm certainly enjoying all of the memes and seeing. What's up, Jimmy the Cannon? How's it going, man?
That was rough.
Yeet. Like a summoner type enemy? Wild, dude. Not bad today. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. Just hanging out. Going into Cyberpunk 100% blind. I've seen zero gameplay. All you know, it's a first-person RPG. I mean, that's essentially where I'm at with it. I've just seen. I've seen like a little bit. I guess I'm not 100% blind because I've seen a few of the trailers. But I'm still just chuckling at all the memes about all the glitches and everything like that. I don't know. I haven't seen anybody talk about it from a day one patch perspective.
Come on!
Bro, he's on fire. Good Lord, there's more.
Woo! It's over.
Man. This is an area. Are there more? Or no. I just got a skill recharge, I think. I think that's what that was. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I hope that everybody enjoys it. Oh. Ooh. I did see. Yo, rude. I like how you still reload even if you're like dodging. I feel like I need to lower the volume just a smidge.
Crap!
What are we crapping about? What was I gonna say? I saw is super important, yeah. Like, it's just like an important mechanic to be aware of.
That
Yeah,
was
okay.
rough.
And they are not shy about just tossing the enemies at you, huh? Also, if they didn't have it work that way... Oh, right. That makes sense. It is also a note, though. You should probably hit the reload button just whenever. It's since it's not going to stop you from dodging, there's no reason to just not, like, use it. It's not like it's going to, like, waste ammo. Oh, there's a chest over there. Obviously not yet, huh? Hello. Hello? I should probably not use so much. I was like, let's see how the shotgun works. It's going great. It works very nicely. Something over there. Ah. Ugh. Ow. Oh, hello. Enemy next to me. Oh, it's a biggin.
That all you got? Whew. That
Was
rough.
not expecting the big guy. They do keep you on your toes a bit. All right. Let's go ahead and use one while we're chilling here. Burden of the Gambler, new item, equipment. That they do, yeah. They do a pretty good job. Oh, it's a ring. Disables weak spot damage bonus. Increases crit chance by 15% and crit damage. So there's no... I don't know if I want to wear that. So then we don't get that bonus from hitting like the head of those normal enemies or anything like that. There are no headshots, but a higher chance to crit and more effective crits. Yeah, but 15%. I mean, like, I'm assuming that takes our crit chance to 20%. So theoretically, 1 in 5 shots becomes a crit with bonus damage. Yeah. It could be a fun item to experiment with here in a minute or so. I mean, I guess better to experiment with it now, as opposed to later. Yeah, I think we should wait until we have a higher crit chance. I think it's great, and I think the boosting crit chances is fairly important. But yeah, like for example, if we were using the hunting pistol instead, that would increase the crit chance to 30%, and that's almost every third shot is a crit then. Well, you know, theoretically. I like how you can still see the enemies hanging on the ceiling and stuff. But yeah, so I think depending on how we decide to spec up, get some more handgun ammo and let's go through the subway. But yeah, we'll see. Oh, hi. Hi. Oh, that's fun. Oh. I don't like that at all. Could you not? I'm a little busy.
Whew. That was rough.
Okay, so I know that that sound now is actually like a mini boss dropping. Quite annoying. Ooh. If you're playing with a frenzy at backup, that's fair. Oh, nice. Wasn't expecting to get a crystal from just like a normal dude. Strange. Yeah, I haven't, I don't know, I tend to go through my first playthroughs of games like this, Souls games included, like solo. Although I am noticing what a part they intended the multiplayer to have, it seems. Oh, hi. Oh, those don't just explode when you walk up to them. Okay, that was an assumption that I most certainly had. I didn't even notice it on the ground there. Would have been scary if it did just explode. We're just gonna hang out for like 1 second and wait to have at least one more heal. Just so that we're not trying to juggle anything, you know. We can just pop a heal on the ground if we need to. We could always use our dragon heart or whatever, but yeah, okay, it is a heal sound. Somebody's like, I'm trying to differentiate between what the sound effects are. It's just like it's a little different from the like that the mini boss drop has, or you know, whatever. Reminder, everybody, speaking of sounds and music and everything like that, tomorrow is our music stream. If you have tracks that you want to listen to and talk about on stream tomorrow, post them in the Discord. Seems like a pretty handy way to go about it right now anyways. And then we will chat about them. Ah, checkpoint. Maybe there's not gonna be much over here. He says before he gets jumped. I have no idea if I've been missing breakable environment things. It's a high likelihood. I don't need to take it. I mean, replenishing ammo could be nice, but I also, I mean, I guess any enemies that are in front of us. Nope. I guess any enemies that are in front of us would already be there. So it's like a free, just sit and heal for a second. It would only be a problem if we decided that we wanted to backtrack. Nope, oh, I did not mean to do that. I'm sorry. My finger was on the wrong key, so instead of hitting W to just keep on moving, I hit E again next to the checkpoint. It's very exciting. Boop. Oh man, I was hoping that was going to be like some secret area or something like that. Would have been cool, man. Yo, not what I wanted. Yo, he angry. Oh. And thank you, music cues.
That was rough.
To let me know that I'm safe. Trait unlocked. Climber. Vaulting speed up. Oh, how interesting. Like a trait that literally, that only appeared after we had climbed a whole bunch. That's pretty funny, actually. Yeah. They were just like, ah, yes. They will know one day if they climb enough, they will be a master climber. Oh yeah, is that how we got Shadow Walker? I guess I didn't think about it. I thought it was like a level thing, and not like a I did something enough to unlock it. That's pretty funny. That's a neat way to do it, though. Like as you do more things related to the game, you unlock more abilities. Oh, okay, that could be it then. Wow, rude, dude. Yo, where are you? Yo, rude. Oh, okay. Well, I picked Ex-Cultist. Ex-Cultist, yeah, it was getting the extra heal.
That was rough.
Seemed really beneficial. Especially since at the time I didn't know what the healing mechanics for the game were. I was like, oh, getting a heal seems really useful. Like, other than, I think I had like the item, maybe? I don't even know if I had the item. Healing circle, super good. Armor sets auto. Yes, yeah, that too. I didn't know about that initially. Somebody in the chat had like mentioned it. I just didn't actually know. We didn't have the armor then. When we were like picking. Hello? Hi? There's a mini boss here. Oh, is it this guy? Okay. Oh no, we're not done yet. Hi. Oh. Oh, hi.
This ain't good.
Woo! That was painful. What? Good lord.
Ooh, that was rough.
Ugh. Ow, yeah. I don't know exactly. I thought I was like... I thought I was out of the range of that, but I think the, I think like something like this, I think something blocked my roll a little bit backwards, which is why we took that amount of damage there. I don't know. I'm trying to think about it. I think we were just in a bad position for all of that. Yeah, I think I rolled into a pillar there, yeah. I don't know about the first one. I think it was something similar, but we're gonna drop that. Right, I guess that was the other thing, is that I probably shouldn't have rolled backwards for that, because you could just tell that he has a really long weapon. Sneaky. Oh, hi again. All right, he's dead.
Woo! It's over.
Whee! Okay, that was exciting. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have rolled backwards. He does have like a long sword, obviously, like a, I guess, machete sort of thing. Probably better to not roll into where that attack might come down. Smart, smart. I've been chilling so much with the shotgun, I was just like, whatever. What are they gonna do? Hey. Right. As with most games like this. All just a matter of, taking the time. We made it through the subway. Huzzah. I'm waiting for what I am assuming is going to be a checkpoint up here somewhere, but I guess I don't have any proof of that. Nope. Ooh. What are we about to walk out onto? A checkpoint. Church of the Harbinger. Spooky. 1 second. Checking out the corners. Nothing. Only places for enemies to jump out at you. Oh, it's a fog gate. Okay, I get it. I thought that the giant stone was in front of the church. Is what I thought in the beginning. I see now that it's just hanging out in the middle there. Hold up. What's over here? I mean, obviously, we have to go in and fight the boss. But 2,000 scrap. We could upgrade some weapons some more. 2,000 scrap and a fair chunk of iron. 77. We're getting low because we upgraded everything at the moment. But we could at least give a couple of our weapons just a few more points. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, not saying that they're not. It's just a matter of like I don't know exactly what weapons I want to end up using. So it's always that do I want to spend the resource now, or do I want to wait and see if I'm going to get something that I really want later? Yo, infinite scrap. No, I don't know. But yeah, that's it. It's just like is this what I want to spend my resource on? Because then what if I get, oh, no, it doesn't respawn all the time. Neat. I was like, then what if I get a gun that I like really want to upgrade and it's all gone? And we haven't felt like underpowered against most of the enemies so far.
Ah, good.
So.
Certainly.
But so it's like, do we take the repeater pistol up a little bit more? God, that doesn't seem, I mean, per magazine, that's like, it's like an extra 15 damage. It's almost an extra 2 points of damage. So it's almost like an extra 30 damage per magazine at base, but this is a 13 point damage upgrade. So it's like a 70 point damage upgrade here, which seems nice. Let's just do one on each. Yo, genius, what's up? How much better the shotgun is than the coach gun? I've been wanting to try the shotgun out a little bit more, but yeah, the coach gun was a little lacking with the 2 bullets. It was a bit on the annoying side, just because as we were going through, like just the sheer number of enemies having to reload every 2 shots was kind of an obnoxious.
Take care, my friend.
As for the damage, yeah, the ammo, yeah, it's just a bit rough. And ideal range 10 meters, max ammo. You get a little bit more max ammo and everything like that, but yeah. Whee! Let's go back. But yeah, the reload. All right, let's just see what happens. Yeah. Talk to the twisted woman in the church. Creepy.
So
Holy hell.
Seeks the Roots Council. Closer, child. It's you, the one who washed ashore. We see all things.
Oh, usually not a
We
sniper.
are
Nice.
The Root Mother, a vessel of wisdom through which the Root speaks.
Commissar
What is
Kashatar, thanks
it
for the follow.
you seek?
Hydrate. I can do that. Cheers. Looking for the founder.
The founder, consumed by desperation and pride, now gone.
How's it going,
beyond
Commissar? What's
this
up, man?
world, an unwitting harbinger of... Could it be? Has the hour come? Yes. Clearer it becomes. You seek to end the root, but the path is hidden. This vessel knows the road you seek. Help
I do pretty
we
good.
must,
Can't
but
complain.
not where ears can hear. They will come for us when bonds will
How are you?
break. Will you protect? Will you trust?
I will protect you.
Prepare yourself.
Okay.
They are coming.
Solo run without backseating or the opposite. I don't necessarily mind a few tips here and there and everything like that. I am approaching this at the moment as a mostly solo run, though.
Fight on! They weaken!
He's down! Come on!
Wee! You'd love to hop on. Yeah, I like to approach games like this a bit more solo first.
Stay down! Fight
Hey, we did it. Woo! Stupid archers, man. There's too many.
Is finished.
You shift while aiming to shoot from behind cover. Oh, because it can change the angle? That's handy. I didn't know that. Woo! It's a bit obnoxious. Go to the basement. Yeah, blind. Yeah. See, the biggest kind of like no, I guess like the biggest backseating thing is just to know that it is my first time playing through the game, and I may not catch everything or take all suggestions
child.
or anything like that. What happens now?
I have learned much from the
So
root.
it's just to keep that in
I
mind.
will aid you. We will fight it together. First,
Don't spoil the reward.
I must rest. Look there, the wall.
If you feel like
There's
you
a
have
path
to
beyond.
spoil something,
Find the
then you probably shouldn't say
And
it
seek
if somebody's
me
asking
out
you to not
among your
spoil things.
kind.
Just throwing
The
that out there.
place you call the ward. I know the way. We shall meet again.
Hey, trait unlocked, Mother's Blessing. Range damage reduction. This seems handy. Some things seem nice. I mean, it's like such a small...
Go. Go. We will speak again soon.
I think I did open it. Yeah. I haven't really been using too many items, but oh, look, a turn. The dreams I had are getting worse. I was hunting this family in the woods outside town. Okay. Ease up. Ease up a little. It's okay. It's okay. Woke up screaming, screams of terror. I'll tell Andrew, just need time to process this. Pack of scavengers north of the highway. Oh, I helped. The root. I just hydrated. Why there's a limited number of them per stream. What's happening to me? We murdered every last one of them. Wow. Brutal. So gonna get the hydrate. Told Andrew about the thing in my dream. He's sure it's not real. It doesn't know the monster that killed dozens of 100 people. It's on its way here. I have to do something. Oh, all right, trippy. I mean, you're gonna run out the amount of hydrates in the in the tank, which is fine. I'm definitely. It was definitely just a thing for people to use their points on. I'm by no means. Like, I don't have a lack of hydration in my day. I do sometimes forget to drink during stream, but... Oh, right. Yeah, no, I remember the Elixir of Enlightenment. I looked at that and I was like, I should use that at the beginning of a stream. Why not? Because we have time. Also want to know a secret about it? I guess. Ammo box. A secret mechanic of the elixir. Ooh, something over here. Ooh. Neat. Ooh, at least it starts as a +2. That's nice. I don't know how useful it's going to be on like a solo playthrough. Magazine 1. The nice ideal range though, huh? Will stay after leaving the game, losing 10 minutes of a timer. So like if it's not done, but I leave, I'll just come back and it'll have 10 less minutes or something like that. That's fair. Crit 20 is nice. That would be where that borrowed power is nice. That takes it up to like a 35. That's fair. I mean, it says, well, I guess it says that it'll stay even if you die. It doesn't specifically say that it'll stay even if you, is a choice, pretty effective weapon. Right, yeah, so that'd be different. I guess it depends on how often it crits. Probably where you want to stack crits so that you do more damage. Right, that makes sense. I'd probably just make sure to use it at the beginning of a stream. Oh, right, that's the ability there. Yeah, I'd probably make sure to just use it at the beginning of a stream, and then, you know, when we run out, we run out. Yeah, I actually tend to enjoy snipers in games, but I don't know about games like this. It's a long range option. Double click the right mouse button when having it out. Like when aiming, or just when having it out, period? Oh yeah, you did say right. Right, that's to zoom in. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure. It seems okay. We're gonna keep our shotgun right now, though. It's nice, yeah. Interesting way to activate the scope. And we're going back down somewhere. In we go. Shot's always the best. I mean, we'll see. I do like using it right now. It's doing what it needs to do. Ooh, things got a little dicey there, but still no dying, so feels good. All weapons that were made by humans. There's a secret durability system. No, I don't know. If you would like to share, you're welcome to. You ain't trying unless you're almost dying. There you go. No. Invincible.
You have arrived at last.
She covered
I
up the
feel
root
much more
stuff.
Myself. And less. No longer root. No longer human. It is age you seek. A road you pursue. You must find the one they call Founder. He alone knows the path you seek.
I mean, is that not
But to
essentially my
find
goal
him,
anyways?
You must first open the labyrinth.
What's the labyrinth?
It is a crossroad of many places. The Founder journeyed
Oh, maybe that's what
there,
they meant.
Beyond my
What
sight.
what she meant.
I guided him to the labyrinth, as I guide you. Look to a great shimmering light in the sky. The path to its source is protected by a monstrous root creature. Slay the beast, seek the light beyond, and the keeper of the labyrinth will make himself known to you.
I will.
Wait.
Thanks.
One more boon I can offer to fight back against that which would erase us all. You carry a piece of the dragon's heart.
Estus
I can
upgrade.
improve it, make it stronger. The root is selfish with its
Also,
strengths.
BT, I saw you sneak in. Hello.
With this, you may stand a chance. Great forces are wielded among the worlds, but they need not be exclusive.
Boss fight.
This
it.
may help you on your journey.
Simulacrum. Ooh, and that's where the Luminite crystals really come in, huh? Fun. Okay, well, we don't have anything that we need there. Thanks. I like how these vendors pop up and we like haven't had an opportunity for any of these items. And yeah.
Thanks a lot for bringing. There's no way bringing a human root hybrid into the ward could backfire on us.
She's so angry at me.
All right then. We're done here.
She's
I'm not gonna
always
do
angry.
that.
So, well, she hasn't said much, but she stares right through you.
Cool.
Hopefully, we can make her feel welcome.
It's a neat little detail, Commissar.
Certainly.
Certainly. That. I feel like I'm actually a little bit okay here. I want to upgrade the armor a bit. All right, I feel fine.
Be safe out there.
I don't know if it does anything. It's like one of those. What my revolver uses right now. Is it under advanced stats? It's not. Just don't get hit, yeah. it's basically it, right? Traits. They receive a single trait point, which can be used. Traits are hidden throughout the game. Right. Thanks for telling me now? Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna put a point into Shadow Walker here. Enemy awareness range. Any percentage point in is just gonna shrink it a little bit here and there, I think. And we're gonna point into the... Oh, I hit the wrong one. All right, that's fine. What are you gonna do, man? Making them notice us less is significant, at least. Let's go! Hydro coolant. 0.38 long Colt. Neat. I'm actually not like much of a gun dude, so like I don't really know what all of that means. Like the Magnum revolver. I didn't think that it was enough of a trade-off. I didn't think that it was enough of a trade-off to use it over the repeater. How you not a gun dude? I know. I know, right? But yeah, 6 shots, low fire rate. I mean, it's a decent trade-off. I just don't like when I was roaming through the first the first little area with like a lot of enemies. It was just kind of annoying that I had to like constantly reload it because there's just like tons and tons of enemies everywhere. So I was more annoyed by the by how little ammo it had than thrilled with how much more damage it did. It's all a personal preference. One strong. Yeah, it's kind of that. Are you saying so what? That I was annoyed by the weapon that I was using and then decided not to use it? I mean, you know, if you enjoyed it, then I mean that's totally your thing, and you know, you do whatever you want. But like, I'm literally giving you my reason for not using it. Oh yeah, get that chair scrap. Repeater, SMG, shotgun, sniper, magnet. Right. Yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, walking through that first little like fast area. Not like fast area. It was like a little dungeon thing. Hammer plus ruin. I'm not sure I know what a ruin is yet. You'll get it? Neat. Ah. Handy. Yo, being stingy with the scrap, don't you think? Oh, hi. Hello? It's because I was moving. Oh, hello? When it comes to me, I mean, if you would like to share, it's, you know, it's not gonna change what I'm doing right now. It's just throwing a lot of information out that is very difficult to take in at the moment. Hey, a chair. Sees bookshelf vibrates. I appreciate that I can knock the seats off of the chairs. Makes me feel powerful. Oh, that was exciting. So now the Root has guns. It's always fun. Did I miss that? Oh, wait. Yeah, I must have missed it. I was like, oh, stairs. I'll get back to those later. They don't actually go anywhere. And I forgot to get back to them later. So, you know, double whammy. Whee! Bamboozled. I mean, at least I reckon. Hi, where are you? Hello? Hi? Ooh. Semi-auto crossbows. I mean, you would assume. That's why there are just different types of enemies in the first place. Scrap, 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 scrap. Ooh. Band of Pollux. Oh. It's a metal shelf. Commissar. It's just a lot of info. I mean, I get it. You really like the game. Just relax a little and enjoy. Increases melee damage, but reduces range damage. Not sure yet. Like, I get it. And I think it's great that you're so enthusiastic about the game. Just rein it in a smidge. It's just a lot of information to constantly be flooding the chat with. Is it always trade offerings? Yeah, it's cool. Oh, neat. No, please roll through it. Thank you. Ooh, items. Just get a straight buffering? It would be nice. One day. The game just thinks I need more of a challenge, I suppose. Hi. Holy hell. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay. Are you kidding me? Hi. Goodness.
Woo!
Every time you told someone the ranks of the roots of the counters. hate seeing that resist. Yeah. Luckily, it seems like we did enough damage eventually. Woo! That was something. I heard the thing and then I walked out, like, as soon as I saw the resist, I'm like, oh, sure, put the elite a really long way away. That seems exciting. Bro, did you not just see me murder all your friends? Maybe don't. Hey. You don't have to shut up. You just like it's just my first time playing through the game. Like very obviously I'm not aware of everything in the game. But flooding with information does not necessarily help understand. Is that where I'm getting shot from? Hello? Are you resistant to bullets in Dark Souls with guns? It's just an enemy that you... Aha. Oh, it's like a shroud that wears off after a certain amount of time. Thanks. Bye then. I mean, it's a lot of ammo. See? Woo! Would not have been as beneficial with the Magnum there. It would have just been much too slow. Of course, now I'm low on ammo on my repeater, so I don't know if it's a pro or a con yet. Ugh, I missed. To give it, yeah, you're just like going like, why won't you die? It makes sense. Scrap. Feel like I'm playing FTL. Ah. Be me. Trying very carefully to not waste ammo. Miss tons and tons of shots. Do. What? Oh, it doesn't break. Oh, goodness. I do have ammo boxes I forget about. Continue. Goodness, I was not expecting the sniper to just be like right here. Hi.
How's that, you bastard?
I was not aware that there was going to be so many more of you. Good Lord. I missed. Ooh, wee. Nice. Exciting. Okay, that's... Oh, hi there. don't know what it is. I feel like every time I look over, I see my OBS like flash over to like the red for like network quality for like a second. But I don't know if it actually is. So I think I'm just like tripping myself out. I want to say that there's only like a max of like 5 hydrates a day. Today might be the day that we use all 5 of them. Haven't noticed any lag? That's good. It's just, like I said, I think we dropped a few frames right at the beginning. So I think it's all just, I think it's just me being like, oh my god, when are we gonna drop more? Just recover the rest of this health for a second. Yay! Nope. I can't tell if it's just like that thing. I feel like there's like something big still hanging out. Oh, hi. What are you? Ooh. That's another, mini boss thing. Yep. Bro, what are you shooting at? I remember this guy. There he is.
Woo! It's over.
Whee! Nice. Whee! Oh, hi there.
Woo! It's over.
I should play Titanfall 2 at some point. I've heard that the campaign's really nice. Commissar, it's kind of getting old that you're just like playing the victim a whole bunch. Like, I get it. Like, you have a lot of information. You're really excited to share about the game. Like, nobody's making you feel guilty. We literally asked you to just slow down just spamming information about the game. You know. And that's it. And like it's just like nobody's telling you to like be quiet. We literally just asked you to chill out. So, you know, it's just getting old, the whole victim mentality thing. Liquor. I hear enemies. Nothing good, man. What are we at scrap-wise now? 4,300. It always feels nice. Again, you know, if you just want to play the victim a whole bunch, that's fine. I feel like it's been like a really long time since any of that. Ooh, a chest. Yay! I was hoping I'd find one of these. Yeah. You know, I've just been chilling. Dude, how can a giant box like that not have anything in it? I feel cheated. But yeah, just to put it like broadly out there, like it's okay if you're excited about a game, you know, in general, but if you get asked to just like slow down, chill out, relax with the sharing of information about said game, especially if somebody's only getting to it for the first time. You know, like it's like a lot of information. There's nothing that I'm doing with the names of enemies or with knowing the calibers of the weapons. It's cool information for sure. And if I happen to like really enjoy this game and stick with it for like a long period of time, doubtful in the grand scheme of things, but if I do, you know, sure. It's cool little world building things to have, but But in general, getting asked to just, you know, relax with the spam of that information and then playing the victim afterwards like people are telling you to not talk or not be excited about a game gets kind of old after a little while. But it's not, you know, it's great. It's all, it's, you know, it's wonderful that that information exists about a game and that the creators took that much time to put that much, like, care into the world and everything like that. It's just, I'm not getting anything from it right now when I'm just trying to make my way through. But yeah, but then just generally speaking, like, if you get asked to slow down by the streamer, by anybody, by the mods in a channel, by the streamer in a channel, then, you know, maybe just take that to heart. You know, we've done lore playthroughs of Dark Souls games where we sat and we like read and we talked about a whole bunch of stuff and everything like that. And that's fine. You want to regurgitate information while somebody's doing something like that? It's great. Because especially if you just like know a bunch about it. Blind playthroughs? Hit and miss. I hear something. I can't tell if the sound effects are incredibly accurate. Like with like the direction that you hear them coming from. So I always I'm thinking that I'm hearing something, but if it's just like general noises because of like the tree roots. Yeah, that's basically it. Ooh, more things. But anyways, moving on. It was just a general statement. Generalized Twitch etiquette. Oh, there's like a whole area over here now too. Okay, cool. I love how the game seems to just be like just like every once in a while, it's like, yo, you seem like you're a little low on bullets here. Would you like some more? Trait unlocked, Exploiter. Is that gonna increase our like headshot damage? Because that's pretty baller. Hi. Check it out in a second. If I know, not unless you're gonna. You went with it the other way around, yeah? I like the extra fire damage because I'm usually generally pulling out the shotgun for bosses, like for mini bosses that show up. So that is there purely so that I can do more damage on them when I already have the weapon out. Yeah. If you can't put it on a fancy graphic that's all purple and share it on Twitter, is it really Twitch etiquette? The rapid fire, the pistol would be more. Oh, potentially. There's so many pellets on the shotgun though that it seems like it's always applied burning so far when I've like shot it. Because it like I guess applies that for multiple pellets sometimes, if depending on the range that you're at, I suppose. Twitch etiquette. In my time on Twitch for the past 3 weeks, I have determined that this is an exhaustive list of how everybody on the platform should behave. I'm going to share it. And I hope that you all agree with me. as my time only in Soda Poppin's chat. Oh no. I've gone too far. I haven't seen one of those lists in a really long time. Those Twitch etiquette lists. And I know that nobody that made one of those was actually like doing that specifically. It's just funny. At least I don't think that they were. Bit of a waste with that shotgun shot there, but whatever. All right. On a completely unrelated to this game or Twitch or anything note, I am like basically just like obsessed with the webcomic, the God of High School that I'm reading. And I feel like my life will be better when I like catch up with everything that has been released, because then I don't have the content there to binge. It's a toughie right now, though. Let me tell you, it's just like the story is. It's not like it's like a pretty typical just like action story of sorts, but man, I love it. I'm just really digging it. It's an enemy. Hello. I think I have like 100 more chapters to go, though. It's like excessive. How many chapters? There's like 480 chapters in there right now. It's just too many. Dude, these like little cubbies would be like great places. Did I miss that earlier? Oh no, maybe I just didn't walk this far. They'd be like excellent places to put like little chests or stuff like that. Like that, little secret, little iron, something like that. Maybe I swear, I guess maybe I didn't, yeah, I didn't go to that car, I don't think. I think that's all that we were missing. Nah. I was like, are we gonna heal just preemptively right now? I don't think we need to, though. Okay. So the only thing, because there's a checkpoint right here, I feel like moving up into this area just to loot whatever is over there would be beneficial. So, weak spot damage. That's almost all of the traits, unless you can scroll later. I'm like inclined to believe that it's just going to be that menu, but you could have to scroll here and there. I feel like though, like it becomes overwhelming at some point if you don't like put a cap on how much, like how many like abilities and traits and whatnot that you're giving players. Like I feel like it just gets to a point where like you just like have a hard time keeping up, or that there's only a few that everybody ends up using anyways, and so they're largely not as useful. So you really have to like be aware of that when you're creating them. I guess so. It's just like it's like a pros and cons thing. Like you're either creating like a lot of somewhat specialty traits, or you're, you know, just creating like quote unquote good ones. That you know that people will want to use. So far, they've all been decent. You know, climber could be handy if you're trying to move. Range damage reduction, great. Weakness exploit though definitely seems pretty strong. I mean, you get, I don't know what the max level for some of these are, but I think you could really get to a point where you have like a significant reduction of damage, or not reduction, a significant increase of damage. I mean, even just doing like an extra 10% at like high levels or something like that would probably be quite the extra punch. Especially for something like a sniper rifle with like crit modifiers or something like that. Ah, okay. That's why. This is a dungeon area. That's why there's nothing here. Was that in this box? Oh man, now I have confirmation that the chairs do indeed drop scrap. And that was exactly what I was hoping that they wouldn't do. I was like, chair destruction war. Yeah, basically. Oh, not all chairs, though. Okay. Anyways, now that we know what that is. Just the wood ones. Yeah, not all chairs. Yeah, just the wood chairs. Gunfire Games really has a thing against like trees and wood objects, huh? They're like, if it's made of wood, destroy it. Okay. Rate rank 26. So there's a whole bunch of assumptions going on. Yeah, wood, not anymore. Anyways, the assumption for me right now is that there is a maximum trait rank. I could be wrong. But then I'm also assuming that there will be a way to respec down the line if I don't like already have a way to respec. I mean, I guess I could theoretically just go up like in perpetuity, like 999, something like that. Because I mean, I suppose that there's no reason that I couldn't do that as well. You know, and they can respec. Oh, max is 20 per trait? Okay. That's fair. So, yeah, per trait. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad, though. So that's, if it goes up a percentage point at a time on Exploiter, that's an extra 20% weakness exploit, like weakness damage. Weak spot damage. Words. I apologize. That's significant. 20% extra, especially if it's like a high damage, high chance to crit item or weapon. I mean, yeah. Okay. Among all of the other ones that you can have as well. I don't know why, but that the sound that it just made me like immediately think that there was like enemies swarming the area, and I'm waiting for the moment where I have like a where I like activate one of these things and then have to like defend it. Kind of like what we had to do in Grim Dawn at one point. Okay, we're just gonna peek around here, destroy anything else. Oh, look, chest. And we're gonna take a quick little breather. Like right here, I'm undecided if I want to take, if I want to hit the checkpoint or if I want to go to whatever that dungeon is. So we'll decide on that in a second before everything respawns. I grab my controller. Brain, hello, be here. You go ahead and open this real quick. All right, we're good. I probably could have stood to not use that. But anyways, I'm assuming that we like have that checkpoint now, since it like lit up, and I kind of really want to go and see whatever this little dungeon thing is. So we are going to, I don't know why I like decided that that was the way to go, because I can't like, nope. Nope. What a semi-annoying way for the level to get generated that we can't climb back up like smoothly anywhere. Oh man. I don't know if the world's creepier when you have a bunch of like possessed trees trying to murder you and that pop out of nowhere, or just when there's actually nothing to be afraid of in the world because you killed everything. Equally as terrifying. I do think I want to go down into the I do think I want to go down into the basement though and just see what it's got. I'm sure that there's some nice loot somewhere. Ooh, galvanized iron, finally. Superior reinforced iron. Good for armor or anything else that's gotta take a bullet. Here's the creepiness back. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Dude, all the chair scrap. Research Station Alpha. Leto's lab. Escape the lab. I was not expecting that, to be honest. Okay, at least we know that some of these don't really spawn fast enough to make us need to shoot them. Oh man. If they weren't like all giving me scrap. Wee. Ooh, forged iron. So that forged iron, basic weapons and armor from level 6 to 10, and boss weapons from 4 to 10. Oh, neat. So I think that means, if we were really looking at it, that we're keeping pace with upgrades fairly well. If we just got the, if we're like just now getting forged iron, means that this is probably about where we should be for stuff. I was like, I don't. Oh my! I haven't. What on earth was that? Okay, that computer's accessible. Oh. Oh, it was obnoxious. Okay. I was not expecting. I was not expecting that just from like being in that room. Ooh. Okay, we're just gonna leave that right now. I want to go back and see whatever was on that computer that suddenly spawned a whole bunch of enemies once we touched it. Because that was spooky. Also, just how cruel to put that there. Okay. It's got nothing. Literally just there to mess with you. Ooh. Exciting. 2 forged iron from a chair. Research Station Alpha keycard. I'm still pretty proud of the fact that that we haven't died at all yet. But I feel like it's coming. And I know that I just like jinxed it, basically. Impending doom, yeah. Whee! All right. I think if we go back the other way. Jared Leto's lab. You know it. Heavy radiation level. Oh. So we were supposed to kind of come this way first. Nope. I'm assuming you get the key card. User set to admin. Unauthorized use of this terminal is prohibited. No unauthorized access. Run system. Past. Reactor online. Neat. Coolant levels critical. Critical. Did I say critical? I'm very confused. What is it? What does it want from me right now? Oh, there is something following me now. Oh no.
This ain't good. Woo! It's over.
I'm just confused. Like, is this... Oh, wait. All the computer terminals are back on now. It didn't... Okay. Security lockdown enabled. Disable the security lockdown. Oh. Keycard stopped working. It's the third time in the last month because I have a magnetic personality. Possible to get a spare? Okay, everything's calm again after we... Oh, 1967. Told me his theory about the crystal. Paper was our universe and that the whole was the crystals. File corrupted. File corrupted. As usually at a hunch and it pays off. Crystal is an honest-to-God Einstein-Rosen bridge. Able to activate one of the crystals. The key was harmonics. There's definitely something like through there. Okay, so was that the point? You had to start it and then it wanted you to like run. I bet that would have been harder to run all the way through to disable the thing had we not gone the other way first and killed everything. Receive the specimen. They're fascinating creatures. Most of the wards are overrun. It was simple to procure one. Been able to mimic the effect the crystal has on space-time. But something that is effectively as good. Replicated matter from one point to another. Close enough. We used the specimen to perform our initial test. The results were astounding. Things are not progressing well outside of these walls. Wait, did it say the specimen If the specimen ever escaped the lab. We've been told to evacuate. Nonsense. Need to find a way to stabilize the entanglement. Success! Harmonics are used as some form of encoding. The closest analog I can think of is machine code. I could devote my entire life to this. I should have left the lab. Foolish. Neat. Alright, we're gonna be able to push forward somewhere. Here, maybe? No? I didn't even notice that there was one of those things just chilling. Oh. I wonder if it's just like this, like back and forth and back and forth. Oh no, I could probably go that way with the key card. That's probably what it is. Yeah, okay. I just noticed that other door. Is there like a whole nother area that needs like another key? As indicated by the red lights and the very... Yeah, something tells me that experiment did not go the way that they had hoped it would. Yo. Oh, there's just a few enemies in here. Neat. No, they can come out this way.
That all you got? That was rough.
It's heal while it's up. That was a bit dicey. Okay though, we got there. I didn't quite... I mean, I heard like the mini boss music. I didn't quite grasp onto the fact that it was like a summoner one. Oh yeah, still broke it. All good though? Man. I like how it seems like an important research lab for everything. Sure, it would be a shame if somebody walked through and just broke everything. Need the scrap. Oh, no, not yet. Chamber controls initialize. Pass. Who broke off the goddamn furniture again? I guess? Oh. What? Oh, is this just the... I'm sure there won't be any strange side effects from that. At all. I like how we got the completion for Escape the Lab, but as far as I'm aware, we're like further in than we were. Oh, we're down in the subway though, that's why. Probably okay to use. So that we can replenish ammo and abilities and everything like that. Leave dungeon. Now we're not done yet. Ah, there are some. Scrampadoo. Ooh.
And stay down!
Oh, hi. I don't want it. I'm only here because it seems like the place I should be. Oh, hi.
Crap!
Woo! Oh god, there's more. Ow.
That was rough.
I just like, So you're just like chilling, you're just like walking around, right? And then all of a sudden you like shoot a random enemy in a different room. How's the combat feel? The gunplay actually feels pretty good. All in all, like I'm enjoying the way that the shooting feels. I don't know how much of it is a like only because I'm on like normal difficulty as opposed to like hard or anything like that. So I don't know if that's why it's been pretty smooth, all things considered. Yeah, it's been good. It feels like the game's been giving us enough materials for upgrades as we go. So we've been able to keep up, like keep pace with all of the new types of enemies, or just harder enemies that we're coming across, which is always a good feeling. It doesn't feel very limited. We've been able to upgrade several weapons a fair bit, actually. And yeah, the gunplay is nice. It has a bit of a depending on how you like do or don't like the type of game, it has a bit of a just like enemy swarms. Like there's always like a lot of bodies to take care of. Like boss, no boss, anything like that. Like there's always just a lot of enemies, or a decent number of enemies. But none of it seemed like that bad. Like it's felt tense in the right moments. Is there a point to being all the way up here? Because we can't, it's not like we can just like leap over there just to get a different angle. I took fall damage. That was my fault. There's more. Oh, he's gonna burst into flames. No, he's gonna resist it.
Woo! It's over.
What a mess. But yeah, combat feels overall pretty good. I think it's done fairly well. At least, like I said, on normal. I don't know how spongy enemies get when you increase difficulty, which I think could be a big problem in a game like this. It looks pretty fun. Yeah, I'm having a good time with it overall. It is a little on the like borderline like too tense side for me. Just like all the time. Is there a storyline? Yes. You're essentially trying to get to a like a tower, like a lighthouse. It starts out with a little bit of a BioShocky vibe. Oh God! Hi. I was not expecting that. But yeah, so there is like a story, and you're basically trying to figure out what the root are, what these enemies are, where they came from, how you can fight them more effectively, etc., etc. There's been the people that have been in these wards, like the one that you stumble across in the beginning, that are basically like looking for ways to survive. So I feel like it's kind of like a pseudo like save humanity kind of thing. Aggressor's Bane. We get a good one? Reduces incoming damage by 15%, but also increases enemy aggression towards the wearer and increases enemy awareness range by 200%. Game, could I just have a regular ring? Even if it's just a minor stat buff or something? Literally just like one. Woo! All right. Anyways, that was kind of freaky. So yeah, there's like a loose story. I feel like there's stuff that you can dive into a lot. Sort of like the Souls games. Like if you choose to like dive heavily into the lore or anything like that. There is also a prequel game that just came out called Chronos Before the Ashes. Just released. Which I think is actually a little less focused on like super gun combat, and is more on the closer to like the Souls style. Oh, hi. There's more. Ooh. But yeah, the atmosphere feels really good. I mean, it feels appropriately tense. I wasn't expecting that many enemies just from shooting down a few of those.
What? Oh shit!
I mean, at least we like figured out that it was gonna come from behind us. Holy cow, dude. I just have a bit of a question though. And it's why was there a lab connected to an underground train station like this? Hey, Alchemist. For covert supply delivery. I know, it just seems like it's a rather large area for that. Okay, I would really appreciate it if the heads could stop moving so much. Thanks.
Ooh, that was rough.
But yeah, I guess it could be. It could be for supply and delivery. It's just like a huge station. Multiple levels. Ooh, we got a simulacrum. We needed one of those for an upgrade. No wonder there were so many enemies over here. I like how the item, all these train car assets, we could save a ton of money if we just use them. Yeah, they were like, we need this dungeon to be a little bit larger. So could you just add this train station right off of this lab? Please and thank you. Zoom. Oh, there's a mini boss in here somewhere. I just don't know if it's like one that's summoning things. Obviously that's, oh nope, there we go. No! Not what I wanted. Oh, I did not. I meant to like.
It's over.
Ooh. I meant to like turn on the fire bullets. Not I meant to turn on the fire bullets, not open up the menu and get caught. Radiation reduces your stamina by 50%. Yeah, but where am I? I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the ward real quick. We picked up a fair bit of forged iron. We might be able to get some more upgrades, particularly maybe on the shotgun.
Anything you need? What do you need?
What do you need? Oh, see, this one's still just iron. We do have a little bit more iron now, though. We have a bunch of scrap. A bunch. Oh, here's the forged iron now. 195 to 208. I really wish, this is the only thing so far, is that I really wish that upgrading would do more than just increase the damage. Like, I wish that it would, like, even if it was like only like a little bit, like two extra bullets in the magazine of the shotgun. And I realize how ridiculous that sounds from like a gun perspective, but 2 extra bullets, you know, would go like a long way. And I don't know if that happens later, if it happens now, like, you know. But at the moment, not being able to get that is just a little like... I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. 208 is good here. We're gonna leave that one as it is.
What? Yeah? Better be worth my time.
I mean, if you had anything,
I've got work to do.
it would be worth your time. I have the scrap. You have nothing. So I don't know. I do not have glowing fragments, though. I don't know if there's anything else to use the simulacrum for.
To fare at all is well, child.
Oh, manifest. Okay, take any weapon or armor and manifest it to its ultimate form at max level. It can also be used to reinforce the dragon heart. So there are a couple of extra things to use the simulacrum for. We're not necessarily in desperate need of...
That, rambling on about construct. Well, anyway.
Oh, I get it. We can, like, deconstruct. Might as well just do that real quick.
Later.
Get a little bit of extra iron.
Folks are keeping the distance. Here you go.
I'd like to see your wares. Ring of... Oh, right. I was like, oh, what you got there? Ring of the Admiral. Right. This is... damage is increased by 300%, but you deal 15% more damage. Yay!
Take care, friend.
I just don't think that there's much else for us to do here. But you know, like anything on the upgrades, like I wish that it was like you can carry more shotgun ammo. I don't know, any of it. Just like instead of like, oh, damage numbers go up. Which I get. I get that the damage numbers need to go up, but there are other ways. There are other ways that you could get stronger in areas like this. More tangible upgrades, yeah. Oh, boss fight. Let's give it a shot. Will we meet our first death? Who knows? Oh good, there's two of them. I'm getting myself back into a corner. Oh God. Oh no! That's our first death. Okay, I couldn't quite, there's just a lot of enemies there. I couldn't quite get a read. There it is. Okay, so, okay, in a way, funnily enough, it almost seems like we could potentially out DPS this boss. All right. Ow. Yeah.
Woo! It's over.
Like, it was much simpler than
Not enough room.
than I think I was making it.
Not enough room.
But I was kind of like, oh, there's a lot of them, and oh, there's just like they're all doing attacks, and this is a little wild. But yeah, it definitely wasn't as complicated as it seemed.
Rats. Will fit.
I like how they put a bunch of ammo down for you though, if you needed it. Feels good, man. Yeah, it's all ammo. Man, I can't believe, like in like retrospect, when you look at it, like I can't believe that was like our death. Valuable resources carried by Riphide that can be used to be forged. They can be used to forge a powerful weapon mod. Nice. Yeah. See, now I feel bad that was it was like as simple as that to kill that. Yeah, it was bad. Oh no, for sure. It's a Souls-like game. We were bound to die somewhere. At least it was on a new boss with somewhat new mechanics. Oh man. Liberate the Black Sun. What? Find the Keeper of the Labyrinth, right. I like how this looks like exactly the same. Like this area coming out of the subway. Now entering West Court. Little bit of a different area. There's no checkpoint immediately coming out of here. Oh man, I think that the fire damage though was really because especially with the shotgun with the wider pellet spread or whatever. Oh, we came from here to here and then we just popped back out over here, and this is where the shortcut that we already got was. Anyways, what was I saying? With the pellet spread on the shotgun and it applying fire damage, and they were all ticking for like 8 fire damage like at like a time. I think that was a I think that was a big help. All right, cool. We got the checkpoint. So then it looks like that there's just like another dungeon. Oh yeah, there's another something. All right, brick wall. That brick wall looks kind of fake. It must be an enemy. It's a fake wall. Nope. Looking. Nope. Apparently it's not. Darn. Wasn't just me though, right? It did look a little weird. All right, let's keep on. We got a little bit of time left. Nice though. Nice progress, I think, going through these areas. I just want to see what's over here first. Obviously, I think that the giant hole in the ground dungeon is probably where we're supposed to go. I just want to see if there's anything good over here. Like an enemy. Oh, man. Oh, no. Too far away. Holy crap.
Woo! It's over.
Ooh. Not expecting that. Gonna come back and get all that scrap, man. It's all good stuff. Extra items. I'm loving it. Gonna get DMCA'd by McDonald's now. I don't know if it'll come to pass, but there's an attempt now by a Republican senator in North Carolina, I think, to basically, and they're trying to pass it as a part of like a broad like government funding bill or something like that. But he essentially wants to make it so that if you like getting DMCA strikes is like a felony, which seems so incredibly just wild. Can you repeat that? So he essentially is trying to sneak in language into this kind of like broad bill that approves like a budget for the government. You know, it needs that in order for it to function. But anyways, he's trying to sneak in this part that would make it so that it's like a felony to use copyrighted material. So if you got like a DMCA strike, which is essentially like a copyright claim on a video that you like, on content that you put out there, it wouldn't like, it would be a felony in order like if it passed that way, which seems just so like ridiculous. And a lot of his top donors are like the yeah, I was gonna say a lot of his top donors are like MPAA, RIAA stuff. Oh hi, Jesus. Yeah, so I don't know what likelihood it has to pass, and obviously I don't think that because it hasn't even really been like put into like the records that this bill has been like brought onto the floor or anything like that. So I don't know what the likelihood is that it'll actually do anything, but pretty wild. Yeah, and this guy's pretty deep in the pocket. I want to say in like the last year alone, some odd like $100,000 from the industries. No, there's another one, dude. Hello? Game? You're not supposed to have this many options? But it's like, you know, there's like something similar. It's like the FTC and 48 states are all... Okay, this seems like the way that we're supposed to be going. Don't go towards the light. Info. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. The Choking Hollow. I wish that you could kind of like zoom out a little. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna find out if going back into an area after leaving it counts as a refresh of the area, because we haven't sat at a checkpoint yet. But yeah. So anyways, yeah, I don't know what the likelihood of something like that actually passing is. Oh, I'm glad we came back. Because obviously it seems like super ridiculous. Because like, the whole DMCA thing just needs a bit of a refresh anyways. I think. See, now I'm curious as to what that is over there. I'm also not 100% sure though, like if we didn't grab the checkpoint, or we can, I don't know if, I don't think that's one of the ones that we can like go back to. It's not one of the big boy ones. Oh, it's just one of my skills. Oh my god, it gave me a heart attack. I was like, no. One of those. We don't usually, I haven't had a need to use too many items. But yeah, so anyways, it's a bit of a mess right now. Oh, anyways, what was I saying? The FTC in 48 states just entered legislation to, or like a case to try and break up Facebook. Claiming that they're like suppressing competition and buying up, like suppressing and or buying competition. All right, what's this? John was like, it's not untrue. I just like want a second, like where are we? Now entering the Warren. So yeah, so I don't know what that looks like. Is that this would be nationwide? It would be tucked into a it would be tucked into like a spending bill for the government to approve like a budget. But yeah, I don't know if the Dexerto thing has. Oh. Shares a song, album, or unauthorized video clip in a commercial setting should face a felony offense with possible prison sentence. I mean, it's important to know that like these things are theoretical possibilities. You hope that there's enough just like common knowledge in enough of the government that that stuff like that would like never pass. Oh, hi.
That all you got?
Oh, is that when it's supposed to? Yeah, exciting. Oh god, hi. Oh. I don't like how many of them can just like spawn behind you. I had no idea that it was tomorrow. Well, I guess we'll find out. Unsettling, man. That could change things. I mean, like, imagine like going to jail because you decided to stream a Nintendo game and they happen to be like pretty obnoxiously behind the times with everything. No, right. That would be the thing too. It'd be like, how enforceable is it or anything, but I mean, it would just be like they would only have to set precedent with like one person. Theoretically more. I don't know. I don't have extreme legal knowledge, but it seems to me like they would just like go after, like, especially because essentially all of the rumors are saying, or you know, is that that the record industry is like prepped to issue live takedowns. Right now, everything's been focused on like this is only for recorded content and everything, which I believe. I believe that. Where is it? Where is it? He's over here. Is there another one? No, we're good. Yeah, anyways, it's a big mess. They're gonna have to find some way.
Not enough room. Not enough room.
How baller would that be, though? Sweet. New York was supposed to have legalization brought up this year, but COVID messed everything up. What? Why do they need that? All right, I was trying to be...
And stay
I
down.
was trying to be a little on the cheeky side.
He's down.
Excuse me. Where? Oh, hi.
Shit.
Trying to be cool, yeah, right? Ow.
Still bleeding. Whew. That was rough.
Whew. I was trying to do this neat little like back step into a melee hit. The game, those enemies aren't having any of it, unfortunately. Ooh,
Not enough room.
dicey, man. All right, though. We're not doing too bad. Let's just take a peek what's on the side over here. It seems like the areas kind of connect, so. Heart Seeker. We should find out what that does before, because it auto-equips. Provides 100% crit chance against non-aggressive enemies and increases crit damage by 20%. Yes! We got a positive! So as long as the enemies aren't aware of us, we're guaranteed to crit, and we do more crit damage, but also any crit damage that we do, the way that I'm reading that, any crit damage that we do is also increased. Yeah. Because it's just like a 20% increase in crit in damage. Like that actually, it seems like a really good ring, and that seems like something that would stack with like an increase in crit chance. Oh, that was great. Thanks. So that would be something that would like stack in our benefit, because we could have like we could have this other ring, which would be no. Burden of the Gambler. No weak spot damage bonus, but we'd have 25% crit damage increases. This is making me want to try out. That's actually not a bad reload there. So as long as the enemies aren't aware of us, we get a guaranteed Of course, there were a couple of mini bosses here, just randomly. All right, I think that's one over there, or it's something. I don't know how it didn't aggro with like everything else. I mean, I'll take it. $589? Holy cow, dude. All right, hold up. So no weak spot. Well, that actually probably is not the best. Although this brings our crit chance with this one up quite a bit. And we're just gonna see. Unless a crit on a weak spot does a lot more damage. So then it would make sense for something like a less accurate weapon. Oh, that was weird. But yeah, on like a less accurate weapon, it would make sense. Because, you know, you're probably like something with like rapid fire and you're just going to crit more on a body. Anyways, I don't know. There's a lot of like what ifs. I haven't decided if I like this or not yet. I mean, we're doing a fine amount of damage. I kind of like the sniper though. It reloads a little fast. I feel like it reloads faster than the coach gun and does more damage. Albeit with a single bullet instead of two. Thermal geode. The fire that burned the world could not burn everything. What's left is strength, power, and death. Tiller would try to push through this DMCA thing now. Someone else set to propose DMCA reform suggestion. That's probably why, if he's got corporate, like, record label backings, he would try. Or is that tomorrow too? Land's End. Oh, there's a boss over here. Disregard. Okay. I think we're gonna switch back to the shotgun here. We're just gonna go ahead and rest, make sure that we're all loaded back up, and we'll give this boss an attempt or so. Or is there somebody set to propose DMCA reform? Because that would be incredibly ideal. And see what this is. Oh, right. We still have the weak spots up. Oh, God. Hi. Ow.
This ain't good.
That sucks. God, it's really obnoxious. I was not expecting that. Oh, really? Oh, I mean, that would be something if he was trying to pass them at like the same time. That's really weird. Okay, well, I wasn't expecting to make it through that in one piece. First try warrior. Oh, melee damage up. Neat. Melee build, anyone? No, it seems like a death wish in this game. Oh, there's a person. Okay, well, we survived. Let's finish up. Is this area just like continue over here? I'm very confused.
If you ain't shooting us, keep shooting those damn weeds!
You all right?
Hell yeah! Oh, we had it under
Are
control.
you fine?
I mean, thanks to you, obviously. And, thanks for getting us both out. You're all right, stranger. We'll see you around.
Liz's key. Liz has a cache in the shipyard. Leaving the root and their worldly possessions behind. Probably ain't true, but who cares? As long as his key leads
You got
somewhere.
nerves of steel. I'll give you that. You got nerves of steel. I'll give you that.
Alright, give me 1 second. I wasn't sure. You alright? I'll be alright.
We are grateful. You're good people, stranger. Thanks again, stranger.
You're welcome. Ooh, there's a purple shiny thing over there. Another ring? Just a letter from him to stakeholders in the issue. Ah, okay. So weird. There's so much different knowledge on everything. Let's just go see what that is. I don't know exactly if there's like a bunch of different enemies. Oh, is this? No. Oh. Okay. So that's where the key goes. Ooh, a Chicago typewriter. +3. Magazine 80. Yes. Damage is really low. It's probably because they expect you to really slap that that overall deeps on. Ooh. Oh, scrap. Man, they really expected you to push forward a little bit more, I think. Like, how big is this area? And are there more enemies? Or are we just chilling now? Are we good? Was that supposed to be like a big old battle and I was supposed to like be pushing forward and all the enemies just happened to run to me? I don't know, man. I was just hoping for like a bigger checkpoint. Because I need to wrap up. It's certainly a cool area. I feel like it'd be a fun place for like a multiplayer like game. Well, it appears that that is it for this area. Team deathmatch, yeah. Ooh, nope, don't use that. It doesn't really matter. It'll get restored as soon as we rest again. Okay, so I guess we have to run back to the checkpoint. It's just there for a weapon upgrade or a new weapon. Sorry, words. Yeah, it seems like a great map for like a little team deathmatch thing, doesn't it? Scrap. Now there's a little bit more. I guess I didn't actually break the chair to see if there was going to be any scrap over there. Can the chair be broken? Point 3 in the letter seems to want to make it easier for small copyright holders to issue take. Oh. I don't think it breaks. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Well, yeah. Whee! Fall damage is real in this, man. Okay, so we made it through the Warren, and that's probably about where we want to go. Dude. So this was not, we want to go to that other one. We're gonna go back to the ward anyways, because we're done for the day. Anyways, that was cool. I think we made a lot of progress. Made it through a few more areas. Got a simulacrum. Oh yeah, let's go. Let's just go take a peek real quick at whatever this whatever it's called is. I can't remember. A little like power upgrade thing.
What? Fine. Let's have a look.
Flicker Cloak. Ooh, surrounds the caster with a magical shield, absorbing up to 50% of their max health and damage from incoming attacks, and prevents getting staggered. Lasts 15 seconds, 10-second cooldown. That's pretty cool. We'll go ahead and grab it. Mod Collector, are you okay? Completed. Neat.
I've got work to do.
So it's that shield that that people have on them. It seems like it could be really handy if you could attach mods to like melee weapons, because you could just like, as you get close to enemies, you could just whoosh, and then you've got like, as long as you're swinging and everything like that, you're like not taking like extra damage. I don't know. Seems reasonable to me. That is where we're going to end that for today, though.